Well. As promised, we have our instant reaction. Welcome to the Football Takeover. G Talks Arsenal here, your host. What is a very obviously flat, disappointing instant reaction from us at the Football Takeover. Sorry, it's dinner time in my house, so I'm screaming.
At least it's something good.
Yeah, I just want to go and eat my roast dinner as soon as possible, to be honest, because that was absolutely a load of crap. I'm gonna bring in obviously Coach Ali, and I'm gonna bring in Geeks as well.
Yes,
But
boys.
yeah, I'm not even really gonna do the whole like how are we, because obviously it's an instant match reaction, and we know the gist. Like we're all feeling pretty crap right now. For obviously obvious reasons. So we're just gonna kind of get into it really. I don't know if anybody wants to go first. If some people might want a little bit of a breather, just to kind of collect their thoughts, process what's happened. But yeah, we've got playback.
Feedback from Ali.
Yeah, we've got feedback.
Yeah, if I'm mute.
Is it me?
Yeah. I don't know, it's not me.
Hello?
Hello?
I can hear everybody.
Yeah, I don't know who.
There's
So
no
there is some
feedback my end.
Yeah, I
Okay,
don't know.
1 minute. G, mute yourself.
Yeah, let me see.
This is
Right.
more interesting than a game.
Speak a second. Yeah, so okay, Ali, if you mute yourself a second,
Yes, bro.
and then I'm
That's not a
talking.
problem.
Yeah. So
I
I
think
think
Ali.
maybe, Coach, your microphone is picking up your speakers.
Like I said, this is more entertaining than the game we just watched, to be fair.
Oh, boys.
But yeah, so we're just gonna get into it. Obviously, Dodgy, you had your hand up. You was the first to kind of come on backstage anyway. So like, obviously, just talk to me about everything really. Starting lineup, first 20 minutes. Obviously, I mean, from my perspective, I'll go first. I mean, I'll bring Coach Ali back in. But in terms of, we still got feedback. I don't know what's going on, Ali, but I can hear myself. Is it working? I don't know. Yeah, I can still hear it.
Mute, just me and Dodgy. If you mute, if we.
Yeah, what's going on?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Ali, but I can't hear myself again now. So I don't know who it is. Yeah, I don't know where the feedback's coming from, but it's coming from somewhere. But I'll just go and I'll just talk about. I mean, the starting lineup for me. I'll be honest. It's easy to get to the point now where we watch the game and think to yourself, "Oh, the decision to not play Rare was a bad one." I'll be honest. I'm not sentimental. I'm not a sentimental person when it comes to things like that. Like, and I'm not saying it just because we've lost a game. Like, I've played football at a very low level, and I'll be honest. Like, I've played with coaches that have rotated sides, and we made cup final, and players that have got us to the final have been dropped. Like me, I don't really. I'll be honest. I don't really give a shit if Kepa played or not. Like, to be honest, I think personally, like Arsenal are potentially in the running for a quadruple. We haven't won a trophy for 6 years. I just think against City at Wembley, you play your best 11, in my opinion. However, I understand it's a bit of a kind of managerial tradition in this country that you kind of stick with the players that kind of got you to the final. So I completely understand that. So it is what it is. But other than that, the team was good enough. And to be honest, I'll be brutally honest. I don't think playing David Raya tonight would have mattered. I don't think it would have impacted the game as much as Kepa made that howler. I'll get into it a little bit later. I don't think it would have made a blind bit of difference because you know, when you got arguably maybe 8, maybe 7, 8 outfield players that just don't turn up. Second half.
That's exactly what I said to my son. Too many missing bad performances.
Second half of the first half and completely in the second half, we just didn't turn up at all. So I don't think playing David Raya or not would have made a difference. So I think the starting lineup, I was pretty much happy. I was gutted before the game. Obviously, Eze weren't playing. I was completely gutted that he missed out. I think Timber was a miss, but again, I thought that we picked an 11 that was good enough to put in a performance and win at Wembley. Getting into the first 20 minutes, I think we were the better side. I think we won the ascendancy. I'm not sure why Kai hesitated so much when that ball kind of came to him. I think he was looking for more of a kind of slick, kind of stylish finish. I think he should just rattled it early on. But it is what it is. I'm not saying he's responsible for us losing, but I think it would have helped had we gone one up at that point when we were the better side. And then City kind of grew into the half really, and by half time they were the better team. Whatever happened at half time, I don't know. I don't know if they just all sat in the changing room and just sat down, put the kettle on, and bake some cookies because it was absolute rubbish. We came out in the second half and we didn't even play. Like we didn't even play. We were is one of that second half of football is one of the worst 45 minutes I've seen Arsenal play this season, if ever. And particularly in a cup final.
Against the Pump City.
In terms of a cup final, I've seen far worse Arsenal sides put in much better performances than that. So for me, on the whole, I'm really disappointed. I am. I'm not gonna hear this crap about it's just a Carabao Cup because it's not just a Carabao Cup. It's a
It's a
potential
moment to win.
trophy.
Absolutely.
It's a potential trophy. We have not won a trophy for 6 years. It was a potential silverware. You can see people will say, "Oh, it's just a Mickey Mouse Cup." Bro, Pep Guardiola is running up and down the touchline. It's
taking
no
it
Mickey
seriously.
Mouse Cup. Like the Man City players took it seriously. And I even posted during the match as the game when we were 2-0 down, and I was watching it with my daughter. My daughter could say they're running more than us. They're fighting more than us.
Yeah.
And she's no football expert, but she's like, it seems like there's more of them. Are you sure there's only 11 of them that on the pitch? And I'm like, no, you know what, darling? They just want it more. They just
Yeah.
want it more. They're up for it. Like they've got that adrenaline, they've got that momentum, they know what it means. Like whatever the situation is, they came into the final. They were a little bit nervy in the first 20-25 minutes, but once they got their foot in the game, that was it. They were the better side, and they deserve to win. They deserve to win the Carabao Cup final. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and say it doesn't matter because it does matter, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it doesn't hurt because it does. I feel like we should have won this. I feel like we should have performed a lot better. And I feel like
100%.
we've let ourselves down today as a football club. I really, really do. And
I
I think
agree
we
with that.
deserve all the banter we get on the timeline. Work colleagues, students tomorrow when I'm at school. I think, and I will hold my hands up and I won't even have nothing to say. I'm not even going to talk about where their teams are or what their teams are not doing because at the end of the day, over about 70 minutes of that match, we weren't even in the game. Our heads weren't in the game. We didn't want it, and we didn't deserve it. So we rightfully lost. The last thing I will say is all I'm saying is this manager and these players better bring home that league because if they
Yeah.
don't bring home that league, I tell you, he can go and all of them can get sold.
Mm.
That's all I'm gonna say is like in when it comes to a Liverpool fan, big up Godra, Liverpool fan in one of the group chats I'm in on X says, in the grand scheme of things, if you go on to win the league, you probably will think back to this moment and not really matter. And that's a big thing for me. If we do go on to win the league, I'm sure this feeling, the fact that we've lost here will just kind of fade into irrelevance. But obviously it's not a big if because we have quite a decent lead, but we've got to get over the line in the league. We've got to. There is absolutely, after watching that, there is absolutely zero excuses. Even before that, there was zero excuses, but now there are zero excuses in terms of us getting over the line. So, Mikel Arteta and the lads, you're gonna have to pick yourself up over the international break because all Arsenal fans, we need better. And the last thing I will say, actually, one more thing I'll say, because I said it when I was watching the game with my daughter. I personally actually feel for the fans. So many of those fans actually went there, paid good money, long journeys to go to Wembley, and what those players put on display today was absolutely abysmal. Nobody will begrudge us being unfortunate or being unlucky today. Nobody will begrudge the fact that we went out there and we played well and we didn't get the rub of the green, but we were awful. It was an awful performance, and that's all I have to say. Over to you, Dodsey.
Yeah. Where do I start, mate? Pepper, shit. Just yeah. I mean, he's playing the ball out at the back. What's the guy trying to do? I don't know what he was trying to actually do. Look, City pressed really well. But Ben White's open on the right wing, and I'm saying just lob the ball over to Ben White. Just get it out. Look how quick City restart. Look how quick they move the ball out the back. They don't want it at the back. Why? Because it creates pressure. And we always say, oh, we face low blocks. Well, we low block ourselves when we play out the back. Then this 82 minutes, I'm sitting here watching the game. And we're passing the ball around the fucking back, mate. We're 2-0 down in a cup final. And I'm sitting there going, it's all right. We've got loads of time. Like, pass the ball. Show some urgency. I said in the beginning, and everyone kind of were like, oh, no, sorry, I don't take that. Havertz has played how many games this season? Right?
Not many.
Right. So you're starting him in number 10. Okay, that's fair, right? He's probably the best we had at the time. Mate, the guy's not on it. He's not on it yet. And that's not his fault. The guy's been injured all season. I know it's not the team's fault that Eze couldn't make it. Erdegaard, well, fuck me. Don't know what's wrong with that guy. Clearly, like, do you know what? Just bin him off. Don't play the rest of the season, right? But I'm sitting there going, you have Max Dowman on the bench, who effectively saved our asses against Everton. And then you bring on Madueke, mate. Right? Please, someone talk to me. Explain that to me. Explain that decision to me. I know he's a senior player. Dowman shits all over him. No, I'm not going to hear it, mate. Dowman is a big game player, and he should have come on and played. Or, do you know what? Saka, stinking up the place, get him off the pitch and put Dowman in the 10. Try it.
Yeah,
Go for it. Go and play some football. It's just boring. It's not sustainable. We've said it all season. This defensive bullshit is not sustainable. It's a cup final. First 20 minutes, they didn't have a shot on goal. First half, they didn't even get anywhere near our goal. But what has he said at halftime? Oh, this is brilliant, boys. Keep going. This is great. Don't change anything. Mate, Man City taught Arsenal how to play football in that second half. It's as plain as that, right? Up front, Kai Havertz, rusty. I'm not gonna put on Kai Havertz. Yes, he should have finished that goal quicker. But you know what? If he had had a lot more game time this season, he finishes that goal a lot better. He finishes that goal. He puts it in the back of the net. Hincapie for me, I'm sorry, but I won't have anyone say, and he's been incredible this season. Absolutely incredible. Mate, Semenyo cooked him. Absolutely cooked him. As soon as he got the yellow card, I would have taken him off. I put Calafiori on. In the first half, Calafiori plays against Man City because he disrupts their press. He gets into the midfield. He creates chaos in their midfield. No one else does that. No one else does that. Right? But we can start all over. We were nowhere near the second ball. Ever. In the midfield. We were nowhere near the second ball, winning the second ball. We were second to the ball every single time. Now, I'm really sorry, man, but Gyökeres didn't see the ball in the second half. He didn't see the ball. Like Trossard again. Pull him off. He was having a dreadful game. Get him off the pitch. He's obviously not psyched up for the game. Arteta should have gone in there and given them a rocket at half time and said, right, keep going. Push up higher. Get up the pitch quicker. Mate, there was a moment there in the second half, beginning of the second half, they had probably a wave of 10 minutes attacking our goal. How? You are number one in the league. Do they not realize how much fucking confidence this gives City moving forward into the crunch part of the season? It gives them confidence. It's as simple as that. These men are not serious. They're not serious about wanting to win football. They are not serious. I hope they all stayed, and I hope they all watched those Man City players pick up those trophies, pick up those medals around their necks. I hope Arteta's watching them lift up the cup, because I want it to hurt. I want every one of those players. I want every one of those players to come out on social media and apologize to the fans and say, do you know what? We were terrible. We shouldn't even be paid. They should give up a month's worth of wages after that shit and fucking give it back to the fans. Because that was pathetic. It was a pathetic half of football, and I want to I can't say
You're not
anymore.
wrong. You're not
I
wrong.
can't say anymore, man. Because you know what? We as fans, I sat here. I was saying to everyone this morning. I was like, I'm nervous about this, because I knew what was going to happen. I knew we were going to play this shitty defensive bullshit that cannot be sustained throughout a game, particularly when you're facing people like Haaland and Doku and Semenyo and Cherky. Sorry, man. Cherky, dude, I will chuck our whole team out for Cherky. I'll chuck every forward we have out for Cherky. Put him in my team, mate. Because that guy creates. He creates. You tell me who created anything for us today. Nobody. Havertz, apart from his one effort, shit, out of the game. Who else do we have to create? It just shows, boys, maybe this whole, it's all about our depth, maybe our depth, it's not there, mate. It's not there for the moment. Odegaard out, Eze out. We have nothing going forward. Timber out, Ben White, again, hasn't played a lot this season. The dude's just run 90 minutes on that park. Right. I'm gonna let someone else take the stage, because it's just a pile of bollocks, mate. I'm so sick and tired of these performances this season. I'm fucking sick of it, mate.
Do you mind if I take up the baton?
Go. I wanted to go last anyway, so go.
Okay, so for me, first half, I felt we had a solid start, and it was almost like Pep confirmed that's how we're going to play. Because if you think back to the first half, what they did keep trying to do is send the balls to the back post, right? That's what they kept doing. How they scored the 2 goals was exactly what they were trying to do. They've identified our lack of aerial ability defensively with certain players. That's what they took advantage of. What they also kept doing, there is another problem, and that is with our attack and their work rate. Okay, so you had Trossard and Saka, and they were about as much use as the chocolate teapot. So every single time Nunez on the right back picks up the ball, it was Nkapie was bombing out from left back to meet him. So then what happened was Gabriel switched over to Doku, Saliba came over, and there were multiple times, because Trossard wasn't picking up the right back, then Rice was dropping into left back, and we lose our key midfielder in it. It's just like, guys, this is nonsensical. This is tactical blooming suicide. And then going forward, there is only one attacker today that earned his appearance fee, and that's Gyökeres. Had 0 service.
Yeah.
But what he did all that he could. He was running. He was putting himself about. You know, I've got no complaints with Gyökeres today, and nobody else should have.
Yeah,
because the guy didn't get a sniff. He works his arse off today. Saka is a fraud at the moment. You should be embarrassed about that performance you put in, because you're not taking on your man. You're not. It's the amount of time something happened particularly in the second half. They've done something, lost the ball, and they would just stop. And I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? The other problem was the midfield was getting overloaded. So, when I couldn't believe he put Rice at right back. It's like you're taking our best midfielder and sticking him in defence. You might as well go on a back 3 at that point.
That's right.
Saliba as right centre back, Gabriel anchoring it, Calafiori as left centre back, both very good and very, very mobile. Saka or Madueke as wing back, Martinelli as wing back, and you bring on Norgard, because he will anchor the midfield, and you can free up Zubimendi and Rice. Or if that's not working and you feel like you need a little bit more, take off Zubimendi and bring on Dauman and let him be a bit more advanced through the middle. We missed Timber. We missed Eze. We missed
Odegaard.
Raya. We missed Odegaard, but then he hasn't been great. So then you look at City. City were missing players, guys.
Mate, they had a second choice defense.
There's no excuse.
Had a second choice defense, and we had chances. We hit the woodwork 3 times. We had the triple save. We had the header saved direct. We had chances. We didn't put them away. And then after that, it was just woeful. It was absolutely woeful. We lost control in the midfield, and Declan Rice had a brilliant game, by the way. Doesn't deserve to be on the losing team. He worked his arse off. And then there were so many imposters on the field today. It was an absolute joke. And when rival fans get at us and they talk about our mentality, they're onto something. Because why didn't they turn up? I've been saying since about October, Arteta needs to fix the attack. There are no relationships. There's no patterns of play. There's no interchanging. There's all of these things that you needed to do to work against this City. We didn't do. We weren't winning second balls. We weren't even taking on our men properly. Saka was never going to damage O'Reilly and Dooku, 2 players who could run. He's dead in the water. Trossard wasn't troubling Nunes. And then so you get into the second half and you're looking for Arteta, and Calafiori should have been on from the half time.
Yep.
Because Hincapié was on eggshells from that moment onwards, wasn't he? He was on eggshells trying not to overcommit. And that yellow was bullshit, by the way.
Yep.
And then you're looking at other players that can make an impact. When it comes down to it, their wingers are so superior to what we've got. And that is where the game is. And I mean, you've got Cherky, Silva,
Doku.
And Doku. And they
Semenyo.
and Semenyo. And they were taking men on. They were doing everything, right? And you look at what we've got. They've got the attackers that you associate with champions. You look at our attack and we look like a mid-table team today. That's being honest. We don't look like Champions League level, not with that attack. And there is just not enough guile. There's not enough figuring it out for yourself and being the better man. There was no desire to do that today. And it was just a turgid performance. It was really lackluster from us. But, and this is where I'm going to hold it up and be real. Well done, City. Tactically, man for man, you were the better team. You wanted it more today. You went out there and you won it for your fans. You won it for yourselves, and you've done everything you should have done for your football club. Arsenal players, sit up and take bloody notice.
Yeah, mate. I'm sorry. Just before you go, Coach, because I can't wait to hear yours, mate. I'm excited for it. I'm telling you now, mate. Arteta, go and have a glass of wine with a serial winner, mate, and hopefully he can give you some of that serial winner wine.
Yeah. Wow. I'm slightly surprised with how that's turned out, to be quite honest, because at half time, I'm gonna move around a bit with how I do this. At half time, I was content. I think it was solid, typical cup final, bit of nerves on both sides. Both teams made a few changes that may have surprised their fan bases. Donnarumma not playing, Raya not playing. That evens out, blah, blah, blah. If you're looking at experience, obviously Kepa Kepa's experience in cup finals at the highest level outweighs Trafford. So on that front, it's like, okay, we'll take that, no problem. He's played the whole tournament. Let's see what he's going to do. He got to the Champions League final. He's done this. He's done that. He's made mistakes in Carabao Cup finals in years gone by. He's missed penalties in Carabao Cup finals in years gone by. He's not gone off the pitch when he should have gone off the pitch for Sarri in years gone by. So this guy's got previous in this Carabao Cup and not for good things in the final. So I understand why he is in the side. But and I was praying and hoping that a mistake like this was not going to define his performance and our cup final. And unfortunately, like you've all hit the nail on the head. I can't say anything wrong. We're gonna have to break this down quite in a professional manner, in the sense of nothing that you boys have said is incorrect, because kudos to Man City, fair play, well done. You deserve to win, obviously, in the end. But at half time, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, Gabriel's not passing the ball out the back as he should. He's given the ball away on 2-3 occasions in that first half.
Facts.
So
Absolute
I then messaged the our WhatsApp group, and I was like, okay, solid 0-0. Wasted a few chances. Yes, we did. The few that we had. And let's make those adjustments in the press. Let's make those adjustments of passing out the back. Because clearly the way we were passing the ball out, it was going to a Man City player more often than not, especially in the second half of the first half. So it's like, okay, now if I'm Mikel, and like you boys have said, I'm bringing on Noni Madueke, and I'm bringing on Calafiori, because I need pace and power in my team now. We've controlled the game to a certain extent. We've got in at 0-0, just what you wanted, I presume. He's obviously not expecting Kai to miss that chance. And again, you boys are right in terms of the sharpness and so on and so forth. But it's a cup final, and we can't make excuses for these players all the time. This was a game where this sets us up for the season in terms of not winning other things, but okay, you won a trophy. So we can put that to bed now in the narrative, in the media, various other fan bases, within our own fan bases, that we can win. So we would have put that to bed, and then we could have just gone ahead and gone about our merry way in the other three competitions. But because we've lost, and the way we've lost that second half, especially, there's only one way up, which is off the floor, because we are lucky that this team are 9 points clear at the moment in the league. Just say 6 points, because obviously I expect Man City to win that.
Absolutely.
I expect Man City to beat Palace.
Yeah.
We're lucky to be 6 points ahead at this point, right? There's this buffer there. We've got Southampton in the FA Cup. Do we play Kepa? Now that becomes a headache. Now that's a conversation in the media. That's a conversation between fan bases, our own fan bases. Sorry, our own fan base. So it's like we're adding negative narratives that shouldn't have been here after this game. Raya should have started, right? Goes back to Arsene Wenger days. Like this is not an Arteta.
Almunia and all of that.
This has been going on for decades. But make a trend, make a change. If that was me, I'm playing Raya. I would have said to Kepa, I really appreciate what we've done to get to this point. You saved the penalty against Crystal Palace. You've done your job. But in those games, he was making aerial mistakes. Go back and watch them. He was not claiming the ball cleanly in those games. And in a cup final against Manchester City, in my head as a coach, I know they're going to put us under the pump at some point in the game. And that was between minute 46 and 65. So that's where I need my goalie, and I need to trust my keeper to make sure his handling is clean and his shot-stopping ability is on point. His decision-making was not on point. His ball distribution was not on point. The way we play football out the back, our goalkeeper is more important than our wing-backs and our defenders in front of him. Because he's the one who starts the attack. He's the one who knows how to do a flat 60-yard pass towards Gyökeres. He knows how to do a long loopy ball into Havertz to flick onto Gyökeres. Because I said it in WhatsApp group as well. Let's go long. Forget playing out the back for a second. Just go long for 10 minutes. But when we were going long, it was just kicking. Kepa doesn't have the ability to, as Raya does, to hit a ball out flat and wide so we can chase it into the channels and then get up the pitch as a unit. He was just hitting the ball up aimlessly, or he was slicing it and he was going up towards the halfway line and it was coming back onto us. That's not acceptable. So going forwards, I don't really want to see Kepa, because our goalie is so is so crucial to the way we play football. And that sounds crazy, but that's football today. Our goalies are meant to save the ball and keep the ball out of the net, not be part of the attack and so on and so forth. For me,
Ali,
Timber,
that drop, I mean,
mate,
come on.
that you
Bro.
don't expect a 12-year-old
Swung
to
the
do
game.
that.
Swung the
I'll be
game.
honest with you, even with Kepa, if he was to do that 100 times again,
He wouldn't
he's
drop
not
it.
dropping that ball. It's weird. I feel sorry for the guy
Yeah, I do.
because
I don't.
I
Hope he
don't
has a
feel
shit
sorry for
night.
Arteta. I feel sorry for him in the sense of I don't see him making that mistake again in his career in terms of the way the ball came and the flight. That's a basic fundamental catch. It wasn't like he could have either punched it, he could have punched it out, he could have
The way,
tipped
I
it
mean,
over the
come on.
bar. If he thought the flight wasn't there or with the
Exactly.
floodlights, he can't see
Exactly.
the ball in
He's
the
got
lights.
2 hands on it.
Mate, he's got your fingers on it. Like, either push it up like like they do in volleyball and catch it on the second attempt. Do something. Because the ball that came in wasn't with pace or power. It was floated up.
Oh.
Yo.
I think what you said, like everything, everybody, I agree with you. I think everything that everybody said has been spot on. But I think one thing you said, Ali, that I think hit the nail on the head miraculously well was that what we have done today, based on that performance, not even a result, but based on that performance, is you've potentially rejuvenated a city. But it's not even just that; it's you've piled more pressure on yourself because you know all of the narratives of bottle jobs, not being able to
It's
go
all
over
gonna
the
be there now.
line, freezing, choking, so close but yet so far. All of that with regards rival fans, pundits,
Bridesmaids.
ex-pros, media outlets, it's literally gonna be rife. And the fans, obviously the players, Arteta, etc. We're gonna have to just
We've got
deal
to
with
take it on the
this
chin.
and take on a chin for the entire international break now. And it will be really interesting to see how we come out of this period and then go back into, like, I'm not sure what our next game is.
We've got
Anybody
the
know what the
FA
next
Cup, Southampton.
next fixture? Oh gosh.
Then we got Bournemouth.
Guys, anyone can lose a final, right?
It's how it's done.
Lost.
It's how it's happened.
Right. So they've got the international break, Southampton. I don't think we can keep all of the play. I know nobody wants to hear this, but the pressure, the semi-final, the final of the FA Cup, and all the rest of it, the load. There's just a bit of me where I'm just like, you know what? I don't think we can do it. I am worried about those last 4 games of the season and fatigue.
Right.
This team needs to be able to deliver. This may have come at a good time. The international break, they go away, come back, focus, deliver.
For me, this is like, okay, so that's the Kepa part, right? Then we move on to our actual defense. Timber. We all know he's fatigued. Yeah. We all know that injury was caused from being overused as the season's gone on.
Yeah.
But that guy would have locked off whoever he would have had on that side.
Yeah.
That's just a fact. He's a world-class defender, first and foremost. Forget fucking running up and down the pitch. Forget all this inversion bollocks. He is stopping that. Yep. The referee did not... listen, I know this sounds like it's a bit salty, but in that first 20, 25 minutes, you set the tone for the game. We've watched football long enough.
Yeah.
If you're allowing City to get away with those fouls, you cannot be booking Hincapié, Ben White, and the like. You can't, because that's going to affect their game going forwards. They're not going to be as aggressive in their press. They're not going to be aggressive in that first challenge and the second ball, because they know if they tweak again, they're off. And then they'll be known as the person that bottled it and got red carded, just like Xhaka has done in the past in the league and so on. We didn't, and I don't blame them for that, because at the end of the day, they were not bookable offences. If they were bookable offences, of course, give them a yellow. Ben White on Cherky in the second half, that should have been a red. But he does not give it. But the game's done by then. Goals change games.
I appreciated that from Ben White at that point.
No, it was wicked, but that's a red card.
Yeah.
So my point is this. Referee, let the game flow, mate. You can't have one rule for one team and one rule for the other. And this is not an Arsenal agenda. This is just a bad referee refereeing a final. I don't even know how this guy's got the final. I've seen Banks at the G-Tech. He is not a good referee, let alone for a cup final. Where's Michael Oliver? Where's Taylor? Where's all the best of a bad bunch? Where are they? Why are they not in the final? Why are they not
Mate,
ref in the
Compromise from the
final?
oil money.
I
That's
just,
why.
I
Do you
just,
get what I'm saying?
I would
So
have
for me,
rather.
it's like you're setting the tone. We should have maybe gone 1-0 up. But the point is, it's 0-0. So what we're doing in that last 45 minutes, Ben White played well against Leverkusen, but Leverkusen are not Man City,
Yeah.
right? Saka, what are you doing, my brother?
Oh,
I've said this 3-4 streams ago. We've all said it at some point on here today. He should be on the bench. He should not be captaining that side. It was wishful thinking. I thought, captain, armband, the way he spoke during the week. Okay, I got a feeling Saka might do something today. But
no.
he's physically just not the same player he was before the hamstring surgery. The lad is not the same.
No.
So what do? We keep playing him on the right-hand side. Why? Why? There's no need. We are lucky. We are so lucky that we've got 7 games left only in the Prem.
Yeah.
And we don't need to win at the Etihad as long as
No.
we win the other games.
Yeah.
We are so lucky.
But Bournemouth and
So
Newcastle.
let's make it count. We got to win these games. We have
Sorry,
to
G.
win these
I can't
games.
call it though, haven't I?
Bro, I'll be real with you, like, and don't get me wrong. I know Chris quite well from X. I hope you don't mind me saying, but yeah, Chris, obviously, big up respect to you. But his takes do tend to be on the side of the negative, generally speaking. But I'll be honest, like this game today was big for me because it was just like
Yeah.
I wanted to see what this Arsenal team was about. This was a massive opportunity. Massive opportunity. I mean, you turn up and you play well today and you win that final. You strike such a psychological blow into the minds, of Pep, into the city, basically all the slip ups, the Forest, the Madrid,
West
the
Ham.
West Ham. Yes, that's all a distant memory now. These City players are gonna be absolutely pumped, and they know we have to go to the Etihad. Like you look at it like this, and it's what Chris says there. They win their game in hand against Palace, and then we go to the Etihad. They know if they beat us, if they turn up how they did tonight, and then we
3
don't,
points.
all of a sudden it's 3 points.
Mm.
And the fragility of this side's the fact
Yeah.
that we can put on that level of a performance, or that lack of a level of performance at this stage of the season, is very, very, very concerning. And
But
I
it
don't
also
think we do
just
that twice.
when I was asked the question, like, do you think we'll win the league? I do think we'll win the league. But all this on the timeline of what you wear into the parade, and
it's
all
too
of
early
that,
for all that.
we need to chill. We need to chill, because I'm telling you now, like, this is not a side that has been there, done it, and bought the t-shirt. Like, this team, and I said it so many times on the streams, I said it all this season. One of the reasons why I find it really hard to get excited is because they have this team, as good as they are and as consistent as they are,
Hanging
they
them,
have
don't
the ability to capitulate. They do.
And literally shit the bed.
Yeah, they have it in their locker to absolutely collapse at the end of the season, because we've seen it before. And we know it's a different season and there's, a bit more experience, etc., etc. But at the end of the day, it's not a team of winners. It's not a group of players that have gone on
That
and
have
won
won
league
together.
titles and European trophies and domestic cups. It's not. And that's why for me today was huge, because I just think to myself, like, you go out there and you perform well, you win that cup. Like, literally, City would have been dead and buried. And you could tell the way City approached the game from about after the first 20 minutes, 25 minutes, you could tell City knew what they were playing for today. They knew that this is potentially the only silverware that they can win. But also, I've said it before, people don't realize the gravity of psychology in sport. It's huge. Like, it's so huge. And this is what really concerns me about this team. I'm not saying we're gonna throw away the league. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, after seeing that performance, I'm really, really looking at this side, thinking to myself, you know what? Like, we could easily get turned over by Bournemouth. We could easily get
Or
turned over by
Newcastle.
Newcastle.
Yep.
Like, I
Newcastle are a
really,
problem.
having seen this performance, I really don't fancy our chances at the Etihad. I really don't.
Yeah, but for me, it's like, boys, we can even flip it and be let's look at it the other way, right? So it's like, okay, you've lost this final. If I'm in that dressing room, I'm saying to them, look, that was not acceptable. That second half performance, it was absolutely embarrassing. 0 out of 10 effort in that second half, lads. I'll put my hands up and say I could have made changes sooner. So I apologize for you guys for that. Maybe you would have reacted a bit better if I made changes earlier. I'd be honest with my players and say that. So they take their responsibility on board as well and be like, you know what? Fair play, the gaffer's gone. I made a mistake there. But what I say here is you can become heroes, but you got to show the mentality, and I will be more positive in my approach as on the sideline, in my substitutions, etc. So that's the only way these boys are going to get the message now. So if the manager takes responsibility and says, you know what, I made a few mistakes today, apologies on my behalf, but your effort was fucking shocking, right? We got little kids out there, 10 years old, Arsenal fans, never seen you win a trophy, and you perform like that. Are you taking the piss?
And
the first thing I need from these players is to run.
Yeah.
And fucking run. And run some more. Yeah? Not to
every
mope
message.
around and shoulders drop, Mate, Geek said it. They overlapping us on the back post, done it twice. So make the
Through the first
change at
half.
half time.
Yeah.
Make the change. Calafiori comes on, they're not doing that. Because we're pinning them back. Put players on that are going to pin them back. Or at least get them pinned up to the halfway line and not on our 18-yard line. These things, these yards make difference. Massive difference.
See, Arteta, yeah. See, Arteta and these
he's
players,
too negative, bro.
They
Because
got
whenever he plays Liverpool and Man City, he sits back. He
got me going.
plays technical players and doesn't play power players. And then when he plays Bournemouth, Newcastle, he'll go out with 3 speedsters when you need the technique and the guile to get through their low blocks. But when you're playing against a team that's pressing onto you, which is fine, because I've been saying all season, we play our best football when teams come onto us in the Champions League. So that's not an excuse for today. Arteta got it wrong in his setup in the second half, especially. The players just, their heads dropped after Kepa's mistake. Let's be real, right? If Kepa don't make that mistake, I don't see this game going 2-0 and us getting absolutely pulled our pants down in second half. I just didn't see that happening because we know our manager by now. He would have made a change at 60, 65, 0-0. He would have brought on a Dowman or a Noni and a Martinelli, and then he would have just managed the game in that sense and played on a break, used the press. City are coming on to us. We play into the spaces and see if we can get a goal on the counter. But that can... with Kepa in goal, you can't play out the back the way we want to play. What's the difference between Kepa and Sanchez?
He wouldn't have even mattered.
Everyone was taking a piss out of Sanchez yesterday.
Coach, can I just say, sorry guys, my phone's about to die.
Right,
I'm gonna shoot. I hope you have a really good show. Thanks for inviting me on. Big up everyone in the chat. Big up everyone in here. I hope you guys have a really nice break from this bullshit that I watched tonight.
Yeah.
For the international break. Hopefully none of our players get injured. And we go again at the end of the after the international break, guys.
The only thing I'll say while Dodds is here because he brought it up. The international break. I do not want to see Timber play for Netherlands. Eze should not be fucking going anywhere. Right? I don't want to see Martin Odegaard in a Norwegian squad. Right? All the players that were out should not be going on international duty.
Yeah.
Right? So you've done a tactical there. Okay, well, it's a Carabao Cup final, so I'm not going to force Timber to play. I'm not going to force Eze to play when clearly, if push came to shove and this was a Champions League final, I think Eze plays today. Yeah, that's where we're at.
Anyways,
So,
boys, I'll catch you
you
later. It's
sacrifice
literally
that.
about to die.
God bless you,
Take it
bro.
easy, bro.
You've
Take care,
sacrificed
matey.
that. You've sacrificed that in this cup final today
Oh,
because
God,
it's
I
not
don't
the
know.
FA Cup and it's not the Champions League final. So
Yeah,
these
it's
players
bad.
should not be going on international duty. They should not be. And if they do, it's an absolute disgrace.
Yeah.
Because that means they were fit to play or be
Mhm.
on the bench at least. Because they were neither for us today. So if that's the case, why are they going on international duty? That's a different
Yeah, spot
question,
on.
depending on what happens. But what I will say is, we beat Bournemouth at home, we go 12 points clear.
Yeah.
Then it's up to Chelsea to get their arse into gear and see if they can get a point. Because at the end of the day, they're in a Champions League race. So they need to perform against Man City. And this is probably the worst time for Manchester City to have a break because they've got a little bit of momentum, as G and the boys, you boys have said. This has come at the best time for Arsenal because Arteta can reset his own mind and be like, you know what? Who can I actually trust here in this running? Because Saka's doing nothing. Trossard is doing nothing. We know we need wingers. Let me try something different and be brave and maybe give Max 45 minutes, 60 minutes. Maybe give Noni a chance at left wing. Maybe play Eze on the left when Odegaard's back after the international break, if that's the case. I want Havertz to go on international duty because I need him to get minutes. So when he comes back, he's sharp for Arsenal. So we need to be selfish, but also, okay, who needs minutes? Send them out on international duty. Get a half an hour, 45, 1 hour here and there. Get them back sharp. And the ones that have been overplayed, I'll be calling them the international managers and being like, yo, please, they're friendlies, bench my boys because I've got a league to win. And if they win the league, they're going to be amazing for you at the World Cup because that's how I'm selling it. Because if they
Coach.
lose the league and we've lost the Carabao Cup now, too cool, they ain't going to play well for you, lad. Yeah, because they're already running on empty because I've overused them. So please respect my players. I'll do an Alex Ferguson. Either pull them out, 5 strain, ain't got nothing wrong with him. Bring it back for the Bournemouth game. It's time to do that now. We have to
It's
be
game time, man.
all this dark arts bullshit that everyone talks about in the narratives in various sectors in digital media space about us. Do it off the pitch as well now. Just call them up and say, "Yeah, Declan's done his ankle. He can't come." Because the Arsenal players are not going to England duty until the second, I repeat, second international game. So that's a guarantee. That's a fact. So they might as well just stay at home then. Saka, Rice. What's the point?
Yeah, you've got
It's
2
a
weeks
friendly.
until
Who
2
cares?
weeks until we next play.
I need as many fit senior players at London Colony as possible. So I can reset everyone's mind. Let's put this to the back of our mind and say, you know what? We've got a league to win. Let's go beat Bournemouth and let's see what Chelsea do against Man City. And if Man City win that game, let's make sure we are on point because we got them the game after, which is beautiful. It's a perfect thing. As long as Eze, Odegaard on the bench, and Timber are back. Those 3 lads, and Ray are obviously in goal. Those 3 or 4 boys, when we find out about players when they're missing, Mika Moreno would have done a good job today. I have no doubt about it. But everyone takes the piss out of him. Since he's been injured, we have not had anyone come off the bench consistently and cause havoc, score goals, and potentially get an assist. He wins his duels.
I think the biggest thing, though, Coach, is you were saying about Raya, and I feel like today what Pepper's done is deliver the blueprint on how to beat Arsenal,
Facts.
right?
Yeah.
And what that is, what we do with our play is this annoying crab football, don't we? We push it side to side and we try to go down the wings. If you've got a pacey fullbacks and you've got pacey wingers, we're dead. We can't do anything. We're not doing anything about that because we're trying to occupy spaces where there are faster players. And City didn't fear this attack. This was what the problem was. They did not fear the attack. They
because we've got no pace,
and they just pushed beyond them. And we are
Arteta got it wrong today.
we are in
He did.
serious trouble with the players that we're trying to rely on. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, Madueke and Trossard, Martinelli are our best in terms of pace.
And power.
But then in delivery, who's delivering? There is nobody
This is
that
the
is
thing,
stepping up
boys.
to the plate.
This is the thing, geeks. I don't mind. So for me, I don't mind if they don't have end product, as long as they're pinning their fullbacks back, as long as they're running at their fullbacks, because then that allows our midfielders to get into the game. That allows others like Gyökeres and Havertz, who are central, to get into the game more.
Yeah.
That allows Rice and Zubimendi to be 5-10 yards higher, and we can use Zubimendi's technical ability. But like you boys have said, if we're playing Ben White and we're playing Hincapié, Hincapié is class. The guy's got pace for days.
It's went the game for him today with what was in front of him.
Unfortunately, him getting that yellow card changed his performance.
Which was the
That's just a fact.
Because he didn't make contact as such.
No, because he was,
in a way,
do I go? If I go and they drink past me, they're running into 10, 15 yards of Wembley.
But again, that's Trossard not doing his job against the right back.
Correct, because he's not doubling up. So why not start Martinelli?
Yeah.
Especially this is where Arteta's got to be brave, and he's got to understand. And I've been saying this, and we've all have said this at points in the season. You can't have two, especially on a big pitch like Wembley.
Yeah, Wembley.
You can't have two technical players that are coming up against pacey fullbacks and pacey wingers in the same side. If you've got a pacey winger and a average paced wing back or right back, left back, you can get away with Trossard there. But Martinelli, what does he give you? Off the ball energy. What does that give the crowd? He goes and pumps into a second ball or a tackle. It boosts the crowd. It boosts his individual performers around him, his teammates. Kepa dropping that ball was a massive mental glitch for this team. Massive. We don't realize how big that was because they're used to Raya.
Yep.
And they're probably thinking, gee, come on, we all know, geeks. If that's me on the pitch, I'm like, wow, how's he dropped that?
Mm-hmm.
And then for 5-10 minutes, what happens? They score again. Because we're still thinking about the mistake that our goalie made.
The game was done.
We were still thinking about the mistake that the keeper made. If that was flipped the other way around and Trafford done that, we would have gone and got the second.
Yeah.
So this is fine margin.
Trust
it's a
is
cup
trust.
final.
It was.
Trust is
I'm not trying to say.
You're right.
Arteta, 0 out of 10.
Yeah.
Players, 0 out of 10. Because
except for a couple,
half,
Rice and Gyökeres get a pass from me because they fought today.
They do. But overall, as a collective, just 0. Awful. Yeah, we can pick out a Rice and give him a 6-7. We can give Gyökeres a 6-7. No problem. Gyökeres, everyone complains about Gyökeres. Man's fighting 2 defenders. Man's running into the channels. Yeah, he's causing.
Gabby's ball forward, coach. You said it earlier. The other 2 aren't working hard enough to find space. That's why we've got our midfielder occupied. Then he's trying to hit them, but they haven't found space to get away from their markers.
Exactly. And sometimes, what does normally happen? Gabby gives the ball to Raya. Because why? Because Gabby's not as good as Raya as distributing the ball. So why in God's hell are you, Mikel, bruv? You got to win trophies, bro. Pep is allowed to play his second choice keeper. They win trophies every season. So you can do that and risk it for a chocolate biscuit. We are not in that. We're in a different lane. We are trying to build that dynasty. We're trying to build on trophy victories, cup final victories. We can't do that with our second choice keeper at the moment because we're not winning consistently for that to happen. Wenger used to do that because we were the Invincibles. We had the 98 team. We had the 01, the 02 team. You know what I mean? So we could afford to play a Stack in goal or a Taylor in goal, Richard Wright in goal. Do you get what I'm saying, boys? We're not in that era of our history. We are in our era of history, must win every single game with our best players available, because we are not there yet in terms of trophy allocation. We haven't won nothing. So why are you risking? Why would I risk my job? Just think about it. Why are
Yeah.
you risking
But
your own job
That's how
on
real
a
by
it
flip
is.
side,
giving
I'm going to be devil's
Kepa the
advocate.
chance?
Without Kepa, we wouldn't have even been there with what he done in the penalties earlier
Of
against
course,
Palace,
but
right?
it's a cup, like you said, it's a cup final.
Yeah,
So what's Kepa doing? I saw him do this in the semi-final at Stamford Bridge. He was at fault for 2 of those goals, bro, at Stamford Bridge, in my opinion. Yeah, at least one of them.
yeah.
Right, at least one of them, and that was alarm bells for me. And I'm like, oh, I'm looking at him, and then his distribution in the second leg,
Yeah.
and I'm like, this guy he's
Puts
not
you on
he's
edge.
not it.
Mm-hmm.
He's not it.
The truth
So
is,
why are we
out of
playing it?
everything
If I'm the
else,
manager, I'm
Raya
being
catches
selfish
that
right now.
ball.
Do you know what I say to Kepa? I'm sorry, I'm not going to play you in the final. I'll give you a bonus at the end of the season, brother. Just take this on a chin for me. Don't kick up a fuss. You're going to win a Premier League medal. You're going to win this. You're going to win that. Just please, I'll give you like I don't know, 500 grand bonus. At the end. I'll speak to Berta. He'll give you a bonus at the end of the season for being a professional, a true professional.
I'll give you the
But I'm
prize
playing
money
Raya.
for winning the Carabao Cup, bro.
I'm playing
Man.
Raya. Yeah, you got us there, but I need Raya in goal. Look at the save he made against Leverkusen the other night. His confidence is. I would have made up a story just to make him feel better. Because this is what life is. You have to manage your players, bro. Mikel, you've cost yourself a trophy, bro.
Yeah, yes.
What happens if he catches that ball?
He didn't adapt at half time.
No, he didn't. And then when he catches that ball, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was making the sub as we conceded the first goal.
But even
so it's
that
like,
mistake,
bruv,
everything changed. Everything changed of that.
And like G said earlier, this is high-level sport. So every fine detail counts. As soon as they go ahead, we got to open up a bit more. But we're still thinking about, do we go? Do we stop? Do we go? Do we not? By the time we do that, we're 2-0 down.
Yeah.
But if the first goal doesn't go in, the second goal doesn't go in. And if the second goal does go in, we're 1-0 down and we can claw it back. Because we saw in the last 5-10 minutes, we hit the bar, we potentially could have had a penalty on Gyökeres, and it could have changed.
Yeah, one goal, you're still in it too. You're like mountain to climb.
And this is the thing. And then it's like Mikel's PTSD kicks in, and then you're like, if I go to get 2-1, I end up losing 4. My player's confidence is shot for the whole season. And this reminds me of Etihad 5-1 with Xhaka. So like all these things start to come back into your mind when really just be bold. It's a cup final. This is gonna, in my opinion, this has got nothing to do with the Prem, nothing to do with our Champions League run, nothing to do with the FA Cup run.
This.
Yeah, he needed that for himself. Forget the players. Do it for yourself. Be selfish.
I think he needed this, coach.
Because
I think he needed a full flat.
Yeah,
he's gonna have to look at himself.
Do you know what? G,
got 2 weeks, mate.
G, Geeks, both of you. If he played Raya and we lost 2-0, and if he made the subs at halftime or earlier in the game, you say, at least you tried.
Yeah.
Amazing. But we're going into this now. Another narrative spun is he should have played Raya. Didn't make the subs on time. Wasn't brave with his subs at halftime.
They were already talking about it in the post-match analysis.
Yeah, this is the thing.
Jamie Redknapp and
I haven't seen any of that.
All of them were saying
how,
like, I think the word that was used, monumental error of not playing Raya in this game.
Yeah. Why? Because just say we won the league 2 years in a row. We got to a Champions League final and lost. We got to a semi-final and lost. We won 1 FA Cup in the past 2 seasons, right? And then you play Kepa today. No one gives a shit. No one cares as much. But we are caring a lot more because we are being starved of trophies as a fan base. And in turn, there's a lot of Arsenal fans that they do get baited. So they do react online when we get bantered, as everyone says. So these are all the things as a manager in the modern day I'm looking at. I shouldn't be looking at it, but you have to.
Mm-hmm.
But it starts at you. It starts on your lap. I need to be selfish to win. I can't be nice to play X, Y, and Z. If Timber's fit, he's playing today. I don't care if I've overused him all season. He's playing. Capier on a yellow card, take him off at halftime. You've been doing it all season with other players. You didn't do it today.
Yeah.
And that costs you a man that can press. That costs you a man that can invert into midfield and nullify their patterns of play in Calafiori. It's simple stuff. And do you know what, boys? I'm telling you now, it doesn't feel like it right now. I'm so calm right now. These things are so easy to fix. They are, I promise you. And all it takes is a bit of man management, arm around a few of the players, give them a bit of tough love on the ones that need it, like your Gabbies and your Rices. Put your arm around your Kai Havertz's and the ones like that. You get them ready and charged up for Bournemouth. Now, if we are in the same position after the Bournemouth game, then I'll start to worry. Because
I want to see
it's a
Deck with
different
the armband.
competition. We're at the Emirates. We're at home. Bournemouth, if we're looking at their form in the last few games, they've drawn a lot and they've lost a lot. So they're there for the taking. We are playing these teams at the right time, lads. Newcastle lost 2-1 to Sunderland today. Newcastle are not the team that they were last season because they've got lots of injuries.
Difference is, coach, they're now down to one game a week.
Of course. So what do we do?
That's a completely big, different thing, mate. That's
against Southampton. We changed to 10 players.
Yep. Well, right? I don't think we can because those coming in aren't good enough.
Well, we have to.
Southampton?
So, like you said earlier, we're going to sacrifice now. So Havertz gets minutes.
Have to. Yeah, we have
Max Dowman plays. Norgard plays. If you can't play, if these boys that I've just named cannot perform against Southampton,
how do we win?
Who have gone down, and they are doing okay in the Championship. They're not pulling up many trees. They're doing okay. And if we can't beat them, then we don't deserve to win that either. Let's focus on the Premier League. Let's bring that home, as G said.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, this quadruple talk, it was a bit premature.
It's never going to happen.
You cannot talk about quadruples if you haven't won the first trophy yet.
Yeah.
You can only talk about quadruples once you
treble's
win.
On.
Yeah. You can only talk about quadruples once you win the Carabao Cup. Before that, it was very premature. Afterwards, you can be like, oh, they've beaten City. They're topped by 9 points here. Because you got to also think, I can counter Chris's thing from earlier, not Liverpool Chris, the other Chris. We're 5 goals ahead on goal difference, so we're technically 10 points ahead. So really, our lead would be 4 points if they win all their games, right? And if they beat us by 1 goal margin at the Etihad, yeah. So would be 4 points clear, not 3. Because what I then expect is my players to go on and win those last 2, 3, 4 games, right? Now that becoming a reality, I might be delusional at this point, but the reality is we are the team that is on the run in the Premier League. So let's keep that going. We messed up today. You can mess up in cup football in 45 minutes and you can get knocked out of a Champions League tie or you can lose a cup final. But my concern is with Mikel Arteta, he keeps making mistakes in 2-legged ties and cup finals. Or cup semis, I should say. Yeah? And he done exactly the same thing as what he done against Newcastle United a couple of years ago. And in that second half. Now, the players have also got to take responsibility and obviously catch the ball. Pass the ball out to your player, Gabriel, because Mikel's not teaching you to kick it straight to Bernardo Silva. Yeah? We then also have to have a referee that's consistent on both sides when it comes to cup games. Premier League, it'll pan out as the season goes on. But in the cup matches, you're giving a yellow card for one, you've got to give a yellow card for the other. You can't be giving Bernardo Silva 3-4 chances when he's pulling shirts down, when he's countering into players, and he's only getting a yellow on his 3rd attempt. So where was that for Hincapié? Where was that for Ben White? Those are the inconsistencies that football fans across the board talk about. So for me, in summary, because I'm sure we want to go spend time with our families, is there's lots to play for, and there's not much. We shouldn't panic yet.
Yeah.
But we are now at the point of a season where one bad result against Bournemouth, and then the
Coach,
heat is
genuinely,
on.
I did turn round and I said in the chat, you're in the same chat as me,
Yeah.
and I did genuinely turn round and say the most important match out of the next 4 matches is Bournemouth at home.
Yes, and I agree with you.
I said
I
that.
agree.
And not the final and not everything else. It's
I agree.
imperative we take the full lead to the Etihad.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
I think this might, if the boys are who I hope they are, and that is going to be champions this year,
Galvanize.
this should make them nasty in that game.
I agree, because
you know,
you boys have hit it spot on the button. G talked about mentality of this team. Yeah. We're all winners here. I know you boys, I speak to you offline as well. We're all winners. I don't like losing. None of you two like losing. Neither does Doddsy, OG, Bobby, whoever. None of us like it. But when you lose, you find out more about your team.
Yeah.
You find out more about your fighter.
How do you react?
What are you going to do next to show me and the rest of the world what have you got? Yeah. What have you got? I'll switch subjects quickly. Jordan's fighting on April the 3rd in Manchester, right? He's been sparring with Chisora. He's been getting some good rounds in. And I said to him, listen, my bro, this is it now. It's must win. Because if you don't, it's over. It's over, bro. Yeah? So I want you to perform at the highest level. I need a knockout. I don't want to win on points, because that ain't going to help your cause going forwards, right? It's the same dialogues need to be spoken in that dressing room. We need to win against Bournemouth, and
Absolutely.
we need to damn make sure that these Arsenal away fans that go to the Etihad, one, we play to a higher standard and make sure we don't lose that game. That's all I'm saying to these boys. Forget everything else. I don't care about the FA Cup. I'm going to switch the team around. I'm going to play Max Dowman. I'm going to play whoever I feel is Ben White. I'm going to play whoever I want at centre-back. Mosquera could have played today. I think Mosquera would have been a better option at right-back. I genuinely believe that. Why? Because he's defensively so strong and fast. And hindsight, it's a good. It's all good and well knowing after the event. But when you're matching up, when you said Geeks against these players, who's got pace and power? Mosquera.
Yep.
Timber. Ben White, very, very good defender. Very good player. But this game needed someone like a Mosquera on that wing, or that right side, to pin their players. And then you bring on a Ben White when they get tired. So then the overlaps happen. And he done it the wrong way around today. And then unfortunately, the Kepa thing, that's going to be the thing that everyone talks about. And that's why I feel sorry for Kepa, because I was really hoping, listen, he's won a lot of trophies. He's very experienced goalkeeper. He's one of the best second choice keepers in the league, let's be honest. But in a cup final like this, you have to start your best keeper.
Yeah.
You have to start as close to your best 11 as possible. And it's unfortunate we've got to this stage where we're talking like this. But on the other hand, it could have been papering over the cracks if we had won.
I'd let him play the Southampton game.
You play what?
I'd let him play the Southampton game.
Yeah, because that's, for me, that's his last game of the season.
Yeah. I'd be like, go on, go out there, be positive, exercise the ghosts, demons, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'd give him that
again,
game.
If we get to the final of the FA Cup, Raya's playing. God forbid, unless he's injured.
Yeah,
so
he does.
This is what I'm saying.
Arteta won't. He's like, go and get your redemption arc.
Yeah, so this is what I'm saying about we're about to find out if Mikel Arteta is really learning as a coach and how he goes forward, because he seems like a very strong character when it comes to throwing players out of Arsenal and creating that culture, which is fantastic. And I'm not denying what he's done there, because that's correct. So now, do you have the cojones to be like, you know what?
Gee, you're killing me.
Yeah, you carry on eating,
Mine's
brother.
Mine's waiting.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I'm starving. But have you got the balls to be like, you know what? You got me to the final, but I'm not playing you. Because if Kepa I hope we get to the FA Cup final. I really do, because I want us to win as many trophies as we can.
There's,
Yeah, absolutely.
there's no
He
way.
needs to
There's
play
no way.
Raya.
There's no way Arteta plays Kepa in the FA Cup final if we make it. Like this
And if
is
he
literally.
does,
I
if
don't
he
know.
does,
I think
where-
I
he
think this.
would.
I think this
and
was
this is the
literally
thing, G.
a Carabao
If he
Cup.
does, bro,
Mate.
what's his job saying? Because you can win these trophies for us, but I still want you to go because you're still making mad decisions. I'm having heart palpitations before the game starts in the
You
FA
got to
Cup
be
final.
ruthless, man.
Chris, you're right.
This is why Mourinho and the like, Ancelotti, Mourinho, Guardiola, they make those calls, bro. Because in the Spanish Cups, they play and then they'll get back in the day. Is it Valverde? What was his name? Valdez. He won't play in the Spanish Cup and then he'll play in the final randomly
Yeah.
because that's the big occasion.
Mm.
Pressure makes diamonds. You got a second choice keeper for a reason because he makes mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
So you make him go through the run and say, look, you've done your job. You're still going to get a medal, but you're not. Yeah, literally, I'm starting for trophy. Listen, Ramadan's finished. It's been a great weekend, and they just ruined my Eid festival.
Bro.
You know what I mean? They just messed it up today, and it's down to Arteta and the players equally. So it's just not acceptable, lads. And let's hope and pray that we get a massive response against Bournemouth.
Absolutely.
If we go to penalties against Southampton and scrape through, I don't care. At this
Oh, yeah,
point,
it's all
because
about
the
the
league,
league.
the
It's
league
all
is the
about the
thing,
league.
bro.
Yeah, it's
And
all about the league.
I know people might say, "Oh, you're just saying that because you've lost." No, that was always the remit.
It's all about
But
the
the
league.
point is, we should have won today.
Yeah.
What do I always
was-
say? Pick the right
it was
team. Pick the right team and win.
It was a missed opportunity. It was
Well said. It's a missed opportunity
missed
to get
opportunity.
off the board,
Yeah.
to get out of the gate. Right? Liverpool won the Carabao Cup last year or the year before, and they fell off last season.
Mhm.
Newcastle won the Carabao Cup last year. They fell off
Mm-hmm.
in the league. So there's all this thing about you win the Carabao Cup and you go on to do bigger and better
It's not
things.
true.
In
Yeah.
recent history, it's not true. So let's try to flip it and be like, right, you've lost.
Yep.
Damn, we're lucky to be the position we're in. Let's go win that and shut
Mhm.
everyone up.
Yeah.
And look how the way Turkey was doing those kick-ups, he's not doing that at the Etihad in
Nah.
2 weeks' time. And the good thing is we're playing them very quickly. If this went out a long time,
And they might not
stretch,
respect us as much. That could be
Now,
playing
this
to our
is the
hands as
thing.
well.
and they know we can play better, and they know Ray are starting that next game.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can beat them. We can get out their defense, but you got to pick the right players for the
Yeah.
occasion.
And you know what the
You
thing
have
is,
to.
even if you don't pick the right players, change it. Do you get me?
Thank you very
And
much.
That's what annoyed me. That's what annoyed me
Yeah.
about Arteta. Like in the last couple of games, I actually applauded him because I said
Max
it's really
Dowman.
nice how he's been really brave in taking Saka off, bringing on Madueke, putting
Max.
Dowman on the side. But then today, it was very evident after the first like 20 minutes or so. Like at first, when I saw Kepa with the ball, I was thinking like, what's he doing?
Mm.
And I was like, oh, are they just trying to like, are they
Slow
trying
it
to
down.
encourage, slow it down, encourage the press, make more space? But it became quite evident early on that actually we can't play out from the back here. We don't have the space. Like his
Correct.
distribution is not as pinpoint, whatever. So it was clear. I mean, we were talking about changes potentially at half time. Most of the fans were, but then it's like he stuck with it for too long. And then literally as he was thinking of making changes, boom, we went a goal down.
Exactly.
And then by then the window had been missed.
But G, on that, right? See, they had a
Yeah.
bank of four in front of us, right? And
Yes.
Ben White was out on the touchline every single time with Gabby and Saliba doing their thing going wide. Yeah.
Split. Yeah.
I said to my son, why doesn't we had Zubi and Rice? I said, why doesn't Ben White come off the touchline and split the men again? Yeah. So we got
That's a
three
good one.
different. We got three different ones because if we did play it out
Yes,
to
Mitch.
Saliba, Ben White could just make a diagonal run towards the wing, and we could still find him. But it was just like we weren't working that out. Had we done three players in between their bank of four,
Yep.
we had routes out of there in the centre.
Correct.
And it was just like, but we didn't solve. Nobody thought. It was like, no, the system.
And guess who normally does that?
Come
If we
on.
do that, Declan
Timber.
Rice or Zubimendi.
And Timber, Timber will move his position. He doesn't
Bro,
hold just one position.
this is the thing, and it's like these are positive criticisms that we're having a conversation. It's not like we got battered. These are our own doing. These are mistakes that we can fix. It's not like we got smashed
We
and
can
we
get
can't
better.
fix it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like these are minor tweaks, and it doesn't look like it because obviously we're fans and we're just in the moment. But realistically, these are minor tweaks that you need to make. Just like the adjustments we made for Leverkusen, and look how poor, and we made them look average in the second leg because of those tweaks. So I'm saying to the boys, lads, we've lost the cup final. I know that, but we've got them again in 2 weeks. We'll study the game and we'll tweak it because they're going to do exactly the same thing to us at the Etihad. Let's be real. And what's going to happen? Let's see if Raya is the actual X factor difference here, because I personally believe he is, alongside a Timber. We need Eze or Odegaard fit, because no matter what we think about Odegaard, he knows how to press out off of the ball. He'll do that stuff. He'll marshal the troops into certain areas of the pitch without even using the ball.
I'm just worried that he might be a bit too ring rusty on return because he's had so much game time out.
So for me, it's like I totally agree with you. So I'm happy for Odegaard to sit on the bench, but this is like worst case scenario, like Havertz, Eze. Do you know what I mean? So if Eze's fit, you play. And I did say to Doddsy in the chat earlier in the WhatsApp group earlier, because he said, "Oh, Kai Havertz is not Eze's more physical than Havertz," and I went, "No, he's not." But what I meant by that is he's 6'4". He uses his body very well. He puts when he jumps in the air, he's getting his arms out like so and so on. He goes more into challenges than Eze does, right? That's what I was getting at. When he's on the ball, Eze is a lot more physical. He's more explosive. Does that make sense? So I was trying to think, okay, from set pieces, he's going to be a threat from a defensive point of view. See, this is what Mikel Arteta is making me think. Havertz is in a 10. He'll be creative, 1-2 touch football with Gyökeres, which never really happened.
We didn't play it.
And then
didn't set it up.
Step pieces, he's going to clear it. He's physical. He can go up against Haaland, same height. He's been in the gym. He looks nice and strong. He's got pace as well, Havertz, right?
Yeah,
he's hit 34k on the speed. Yeah, he's not a slouch, right?
No.
And I'm thinking, okay, you got Gyökeres and Havertz. You're going to get that little combination going as it was against Chelsea away, and and so on and so forth. But there's nothing happened because we were so dormant. We were so static.
He just stood there.
We just stood there, and it's like, yeah, but they're going to come onto you. And then the commentary was like, "Oh, look at this amazing press." No. What's there to press? They're standing in front of us.
Yeah.
Arsenal players are not moving, and they're just standing in front of us. Say, go on then, pass the ball.
There was a moment in the second half. Declan Rice done 2 crazy challenges. The ball broke towards the defensive line, and Saka was offside. And I'm like, what are you doing?
You know what? I hope this
offside.
comes back.
Ball watching. Declan Rice plays his heart out.
And we complain about Jesus doing that. We complain about Jesus doing that, and we say he's not good enough.
Yeah.
So when Saka does it, he's going to get a pass. But the point is, Saka's been off form pretty much all season. We've tried to play him out into form. We've tried to take him out for a couple of games and bring him back in. That hasn't worked. We've got a real problem on the wings.
Yeah, we have.
But we knew that at the beginning of the season, but we kept saying left wing. But now we've got an issue with Saka.
We do.
It's an issue of...
Right. So play him on the left where we've already got a problem. Take a problem player and play him in a problem area, because a natural left footer, here's the thing. We had
especially with his delivery.
So we had the height of Gyökeres and Havertz. Havertz likes the front post.
And
Gyökeres likes the back post. You play a natural left foot with his dead ball ability into that box, it creates mayhem. You then put Madueke to pin back that right-hand side and protect White against
Correct.
Changes the shape of our attack. Because he
And
can
that's
go on
not
the
hard to
outside and
do.
whip it in. No.
If we
Why
can
didn't
see
we do
that,
it?
why is Mikel not doing that?
Why
And
was
that's gonna-
Trossard on the pitch?
And this is
do you
what's
know-
going to cost how Arteta his job. And we
Yeah.
said this at the beginning of the season. It's not about the other teams being better. We
No.
did not perform to our level.
Yeah, and
That's
it was
why
so
we
bad,
lost.
and it was so bad that we didn't even look threatening from set pieces.
No, it
No.
was weird.
No.
The,
It was a very strange
the
game.
delivery of set pieces were bad.
Maybe
I
the
don't
occasion
think,
got to the players and their legs were heavy.
I
don't
can't
know.
remember. I can't remember a corner or a
One
free
good
kick
cross.
really troubling. Like usually, you get a set piece, and even if we don't score, it's absolute chaos.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the team look like they are literally, the opposition look like they are holding on for dear life to not concede.
Example.
But even tonight, I can't remember. I think
City
the first
rocked.
corner came in.
Yeah.
I don't think Saka even cleared the first man.
No,
No.
he didn't.
And that
An
just kind of set
example.
the tone.
We
Really,
played. How did we play against Man City at the Emirates this season?
Mm.
It was roles reversed. We absolutely dominated them in the second half.
Yeah.
Eze, Martinelli, lobbed Donnarumma.
Yeah,
Donnarumma was punching
we
the
didn't-
ball. He was
yeah.
flapping a little bit.
We
None
didn't
of
even
that
look a
today.
threat
It's
at set
weird.
pieces today. Yeah, it was
No.
weird.
Weird. It was
Didn't
a
get
very
out of it.
strange energy in that second half. I don't know what, like G said earlier, what got said at half time. It was very confusing. Because
Yeah,
I'm
it's-
thinking, from what I've analysed and what you boys have backed up with, what you said is we needed to change the angle and shape of our outball from the back.
It's like we just
But we
decided to
never
sit back.
did.
Yeah.
We just sat back.
We were just like, well, if we give the ball away, we can defend it. But you can't sustain that in a final under that pressure. Because then
No,
you're mentally fatiguing
Yeah.
your players as
they
well
were
as
coming at
physically.
us. Like they were coming at us. And when I was watching it, I said to my daughter, I said, they're gonna score.
Yeah.
I was
They
like,
had
you
no
can't.
fear.
I said,
No
we have.
fear
I said,
defensively.
we have no outlet. We have nobody. Like every time we clear the ball, I said nobody's either holding onto the ball,
Yeah.
or we don't have an outlet to get in behind them. You
No.
know,
If
and
you
we're
had
just
to
not.
pick your
We're just
team-
not doing either. So I said, literally, I
Okay.
think it was about 3 minutes before they scored. I was just like, this.
And you were
the
spot
goal-
on
The
because
goal
I
is
was
never.
thinking,
coming.
oh God.
Yeah, it's
If you had to pick your team, lads,
Mm.
for the Etihad, who's
Mm.
starting up front
I'm
Gyökeres
playing
again.
with
I'm-
everyone being fit?
Yeah,
No,
I'm
when I
playing
say up
Gyökeres.
front, the front three.
I'm playing
Front
Gyökeres
three.
through the middle.
Yeah.
I'm playing. Me personally, I'm gonna
Say
go Downman on the right,
Come on, that's what I was gonna say.
and I'm gonna go Martinelli on the left.
Geeks, what you saying,
Interesting.
brother?
I don't.
That
I don't.
no fear
sorry,
approach, brother.
I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think Man City can play without a high line against us.
They
The way
Yeah,
they
can't.
no,
play, I don't think
with
they
that,
can. So
I was there thinking about my Saka on the left, and I
You
wouldn't
can.
go against Dalman on the right and do it that way.
Or
Either way,
Noni.
what I've seen today, or Noni to spread
Yeah.
but what I've seen today does Saka beat, because the thing about his ball delivery, he doesn't have to beat his man. Do you remember what Beckham did when he used to lose
He
that yard?
doesn't.
He
Yep.
started, rather than beating his man and whipping it in, he
yeah,
started crossing before he got to his man. Do you remember how he
Correct.
changed his delivery? Now Saka could do it like that from the left.
He
I
can.
just feel like we need to try something different. And I would give the thing about Dalman, though, in that game, he has to be defensively spot on. And I haven't seen that from him.
Okay,
that's
so
the
then
only-
my
that's the only
caveat to that
thing.
is if Timber's fit,
Yeah,
you can
Yeah.
get away with Dalman.
yeah.
maybe. But then
'Cause-
Zubi needs a good game. Zubi
Yeah.
needs a good game. He really needs to screen like Declan does.
This
And
is the
he's-
beauty. So we've got options, but he's not
Yeah.
using them correctly.
And what
that
it
was
does,
why
if
I've
you
said
play,
this.
if you start with Dalman and Martinelli, it gives you the option of
Yeah.
bringing Saka onto
Bringing
the left
different things
and
on.
Trossard
and then
when they get tired.
bringing Madueke on the right. So
Yeah.
it gives you that
Yes.
option, because all of a sudden you've got like Dalman's playing. City are going to be like, okay, cool. How do we deal with this? Martinelli, they are, as this comment said,
They shit themselves.
Martinelli always causes City problems historically.
He does.
And then again, it allows you the freedom to be able to say, okay, who are you going to put on next? You can put Saka on the left, you can put Madueke on the right. But I just think I just think this. I understand the hesitance. I understand the hesitance of like playing Dalman and he's young, etc., etc. I
It's like
understand why
Anelka.
I understand why some people have that rationale, but I just think that the position we're in right now, our right side,
It's-
like Saka is just not.
We don't have
where
any
it's-
wingers.
Yeah,
We don't have any
yeah, we
informed
don't.
wingers
We don't.
on
And
either
right
flank.
now, the rationale of playing, like City have got a high line, and even okay, let's just say he'd gone with Saka and he'd gone with Trossard. The way City were playing with that high line,
I think.
I don't understand. I don't understand how Arteta didn't see that he needed to
Or
bring on
make that
pace on
sub
those
at half
wings.
time
Yeah.
for
I
at
just
least
don't
one of them.
understand it. I don't understand it. Like, I don't think there would have been a single Arsenal fan that would have batted an eyelid had he gone Martinelli, Madueke half time for Saka and Trossard.
Correct.
I don't think there's a
Or at least
single
make
Arsenal
one.
fan.
At least
Yeah.
make one of those changes. He
Yeah.
didn't even make. He made zero.
Neither of them at the present. Well, I mean, Trossard's never had that burst of pace. He's never really had that.
No.
That's not his game. So, and then obviously Saka is struggling a little bit physically and with regards form. So I don't understand how he didn't clock that and why he didn't make that change.
You know,
I
another
really
tactical
don't.
thing he could have done. He could have drifted Trossard into the midfield
Into the
areas,
centre, yeah.
the left 8 pocket area, and if he had played Calafiori, then you get the width with him bombing down.
Mhm.
Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
I think
And
Pep.
then
I think Pep
you
had his
just
number
you
today.
get Rice or Zubimendi to cover into that left back position, into that left space. That's because Calafiori is so high up, and then everyone just drops down a position and goes across.
Yeah, and you know what it is I don't understand as well. It's
He
like
could have
people
done
talk
it.
about Diamond. Like you put Diamond on, and obviously it's a big game. I mean, let's just say after 15 minutes, Diamond's struggling. Sub him. You got 5 subs. Like sub him. No one's
It's true.
no one.
Gee,
It's almost like I said it in the last couple of games. I liked the fact that Arteta was getting braver, like hooking Saka off on the 60th minute, bringing Diamond on, getting the winner against Everton. I started to see it, but today I just saw more of the old Arteta,
the old stuff.
Even against
reserved.
When he
Leverkusen away,
subbed off, when he brought
braver.
on Jesus, he should have brought on Dauman.
Yeah, just as an experiment.
You know, when you took Havertz off, and you put on Jesus, who'd done nothing. If you take Havertz off in a and this he's not doing a defensive role, and you put Dauman on in that moment in the game, I'm not saying we're going to win it.
Game's lost
a little bit more.
Exactly.
You're going to have more joy.
There's ways of losing.
Yeah, man.
Right, and the fans would understand our manager more if he was just a little bit braver.
Yeah.
We might have said, "Oh, he made the changes late," but at least you made the changes in the end. You're not even making the changes.
Yeah,
you're just watching the game go by.
I feel like this was possibly one of his worst games, not because we lost the final, just in the temperature of the team, the changes, the tactics,
it felt like Villarreal. It felt like
this was one of his worst today.
Yeah,
outside, even if this was a league game, this was one of his worst.
Yeah.
Yes, Dan.
Yeah, this is my fear with Arteta is that like
even going forwards next season,
he has this in him. He has this like inability to just kind of throw caution to the wind and just go for it. And I think that will always. I mean, it's no coincidence that he has an abysmal cup record.
Yeah.
It's no coincidence. Like over the course of if you look at him in league wise, even though we haven't won a league, I think we've been one, if not the best, most consistent side. Even though we haven't actually won the league, but our consistency in the league and that trajectory is amazing. But when it comes to cup football, it's different. It's different. It's like who wants to take that risk, who wants to be brave.
Absolutely, you've got to go and win it. You've got to go and win it. Be positive.
You're spot on, both of you. And guess what? When he was desperate against Everton, he done it.
Yeah.
So you are what we call reactive.
Mm-hmm.
You are not. You're not You're not being proactive with your approach, my man.
Yeah.
If you are not proactive, you are getting sacked.
Mm-hmm.
That is where we're at now.
Yeah, because this type of mentality will massively impact us in FA Cup
now,
and in the Champions League.
I'm more. Do you know what it is now?
Sunderland, guys. Sunderland 2-2 draw when he went negative.
There we go.
Right?
Because when you're playing the likes of Barca and PSG and that,
you can't do that.
Their man will throw caution to the wind. They'll have 6-7 attackers on the pitch.
They'll do Man City plus 5.
They will. Yeah, they will just literally. They'll take off centre backs and put on strikers.
We also have to think.
Literally,
in 2 weeks' time, Diaz, Mark Gahey at the back.
Well, this
That
is
only
it.
that only improves their ball playing
Yeah.
ability out of the back.
Yeah.
They're gonna have Donnarumma in goal.
Yeah, I think they're
Yeah?
gonna be a better.
So
They're gonna have a better 11 than Etihad, 100%.
exactly, and so will we. But now
100%.
then it becomes a thing of hopefully, fingers crossed, depending on injuries, right? But then it
Don't play
becomes
for a draw.
okay. Are you going to look to win this game, or are you just going to do what you've done for the past 5 years
We
and
know
go for the draw?
Arteta is playing safe at the Etihad, bro.
Yeah.
We know this.
But then
And
you'll
then
lose.
what's going to
There is
happen?
no way on earth.
You will lose. Because it's
Yeah.
like going for top 4. If you don't try to win the title,
Arteta
if you
You're
try
not
to
gonna
go and win the
finish fourth.
title, you might get 2nd or 3rd. If you
Yeah.
aim for 4th, you might get
You
5th,
finish
6th,
5,
7th, or
6.
8th. It's the
Arteta
same
will
thing.
never.
It's the same
And this is
got to go for the
this
win.
is.
Yeah.
I'm more intrigued about at the moment because I'm quite comfortable in the league at the moment. I'm more intrigued about the Champions League against Sporting and the FA Cup against Southampton. I want to see what he does, and it's going to be the same shit. Different day, different year, different week, whatever you want to call it,
Coach,
right?
can I ask you a question? Can you win a fight without throwing a punch?
Bro, no.
Exactly. We're in that zone, right?
There
That's
you
where
are.
we are.
And this is why I'm saying it.
In
I'm
cup
glad you
football.
brought that up. You can have the greatest defense in the world.
Yeah.
You're blocking everything.
Yeah.
But if you're not throwing your jab or your cross by the end of that round, you've lost the round, even though you haven't been hit in the face.
Footwork don't save you. Yeah.
So it's a matter of, can he translate that? Does he understand that? Is he blinded by something? Is there a grey area in his
matches.
mind?
Yes.
Because for me, I love what he's done. He's put respect on our name again. People say the Arsenal again, but we're not going to get to that next level if he keeps. Jake Paul does that exactly. Nice one,
bro.
If we're not going to get to that level that G wants, that Geeks wants, that I want, and the rest of the Arsenal fan base want, by being negative in the cups.
Yeah.
Like like even at the beginning of the Everton game, it was nice. There was a better flow to the game. We were creating chances. We were playing better football because we've got something to aim for. I feel like when he plays in these cups, and he's questioning himself too much.
Yeah.
As a manager, so if we're going to critique him as a coach, as a manager, he's overthinking cup competitions too much.
Yeah.
Whereas you should just be like, you know what, sod it. Let me just go for it. And if I lose, this would be my mentality. I'm going to make changes at halftime. It's not working.
Mm-hmm.
Let me take off Hencapi. He's on a yellow, right? Let me bring on one pacey winger. And let me see if I can pin them back a little bit. And then if I still lose, at least my fans are going to be like, oh, we tried to change it at halftime.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You can't be stubborn.
I want a bit more
like
Kevin
that.
Keegan and a little less Jose Mourinho. And if you get it, you get it, you know? Kevin Keegan's Newcastle was all about the attack. And there are times in the cup football that you just have to go like a bit of Kevin Keegan. There is no freaking point in trying to be Jose Mourinho when you are 1-0 down, 2-0 down. It's just come on.
And then how do you address the players that you bring off? Well done, lads. You've done your job. You got us to 0-0 at half time. It's simple stuff. It's not like we're human beings. We're going on like these professionals are like on a different level to your average person in the street. No, they're not. No. They're not. It's because this is their profession. They're on TV. You think, oh my God, they must know so much more than me. They're so good. No, it's very simple. That's why I'm so calm. Because obviously I'm lucky I will do what I do. So I get the other side of it. But I'm telling you, there's no difference. You just got to work hard. Keep repeating your patterns. Keep repeating your be confident in your beliefs by repeating what you're training and what you're learning, what you're teaching others. But I say this to all my students. I say this to everybody. If you're not willing to listen, you are not going to learn.
Yeah.
And Mikel Arteta is unfortunately falling into that category of Arsene Wenger, but without the trophies. He was very stubborn,
Mr. Nice
Arsene,
guy.
in the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Very stubborn in his approach. I'm
going to have to leave.
Yeah. Listen, let's wrap it up.
No. I was just going to say, I'll leave you to go.
Let's wrap it up.
Are you sure?
Because I could go all night. Wrap it up.
Hey, no need to boast. You know.
Because what you
Stallion,
said, and I
baby.
just end up
He's a
going off
stallion.
on another one. So, sorry,
Yeah.
but
So yeah, I
yeah,
mean, what
G,
can we
do your
say?
thing.
Long.
Yeah, what can we say? I mean, thank you for
We love
almost
football.
250, 300 people watching our show. What was obviously a really disappointing performance and result. We failed at the first hurdle, but it doesn't mean we're out of the race in terms of
Thank
the
you for
season.
joining our
So,
therapy session. Yeah.
thank you, obviously, geeks. Thank you, Coach Ali.
Always.
Thank you, everybody who's tuned in. We will be back. Obviously, we don't have a game for about 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks to
2 weeks, 10
yesterday.
days, 2 weeks, yeah.
So it's going to be a while, but I'm sure we'll be back with some either pre-recorded, content, or we'll go live and just talk about something at some point. So yeah, that's it really. I've already eaten my dinner, so I'm just going to go now and relax.
Top man.
Tomorrow I'm going to get absolutely cooked at school.
Same here, bro.
Absolutely
I'll
cooked.
pray for you, my brother. I'll
And
pray
I'm
for you.
I got
really,
students,
really.
I got
The
students
students, bro. The
messaging me that are
students
Man City
know.
fans going, LOL, LOL.
Every
Like,
single student knows how much of a big Arsenal fan I am.
Got to do the walk of shame.
So I'm gonna get absolutely cooked. So thanks for that, Arteta. Thanks for that, players. It's all good.
exactly.
You know, we
Hopefully
take it
you're
on
going
the
to be
chin.
laughing come May. You know.
Yeah.
We
But
should
yeah,
be. We should be. But I'll be. If we're not laughing come May, then Mikel's got his hand out your
Right.
Hit the
P45, mate.
road, Jack,
Listen.
and don't you come back. No
Listen, I
more.
love you
If
all,
he's not-
guys.
Yeah.
I love our community. I love the Discords, the WhatsApp groups, etc. Let's keep the energy high. Let's keep it positive. We're here to criticize as well, give positive, negative criticism, but these are very minor things to fix. Can Mikel Arteta actually do this with his team now? Because
That is the question.
he's piled on the pressure himself by his selections and his substitutions, his man management. And now the players have got to really step up because obviously Kepa's messed up. So they got to really back Kepa, support him as a unit, as a team. You win together, lose together. But the key to this is what is your reaction? Because this is, none of us have said this. This is only our 4th loss of the season.
Yeah.
It's come at the wrong time. It's come in the final. We're not happy about that. But we've only lost 4 games. So if that is the pattern, and we don't lose again until the end of the season, I think we're going to come out of this season quite handsome.
Yeah.
But please react in the correct manner, Arsenal Football Club. And yeah, we'll see you all in 10 days, 2 weeks' time, I guess.
Yep. And on that note, have a
Take
good
care,
evening,
everyone.
people.
Love
Take
for
care.
the love.
See you later. Peace.